You've struck a very interesting relationship with your children and your garden. I think everyone here would appreciate that story. Could you talk about that?
Well, my boys are a little bit bigger now than probably when you read that story, but when not in the house that you saw there, I moved in there 6 years ago. My very first backyard garden was a bit smaller than that, and my boys were probably about 6 and 7, 8 years old when I was first discovering, growing vegetables, and I slowly took over their backyard with my vegetable garden, which started off being one corner of the backyard and eventually spread through the whole backyard. And my way of making my boys understand they couldn't, kick a ball around the backyard anymore because they were going to sort of crush all the vegetables was to buy them a trampoline. So I bought them a trampoline and they went right in the middle, and I went on planting vegetables underneath it. So, it sort of worked around the edges of it. There was enough light getting through. And, but I slowly did take over all the areas in the backyard, and that's why actually we moved. The big criteria was a bigger garden. So they got a yard and I still got a garden. But yeah, that was fun.
Chef Gilmore, is there something that you must always plant in your garden? Is there
No, not really. I love variety. I love changing it and mixing it up every year. I mean, we've just come through winter, so in Australia, I grew maybe 7 or 8 different varieties of radicchio this year. I grew a lot of endive and lots of. Well, lately I've been sort of, I pick 1 or 2 families of vegetables and I grow out as many varieties as I can to find out what's the most interesting. And I think this year, with all the radicchios, it was the Treviso Tardivo that was the most interesting. That's the one they have in Italy that's really beautiful and curly, and it's very similar to a Belgian endive, where you're supposed to actually, cut it off, put it indoors and blanch it indoors for the last couple of months and grow it in the dark. But I didn't do that. I just sort of tied up some of the outside leaves to try and blanch the heart. And I found it was really interesting, and it made a difference with the colour. Obviously, it became more tender and less bitter. So I had a lot of fun experimenting with that stuff this year.